So in this video, I'm going to look at the subject of being weaponized my social media against me. So what I want and what I expect, as soon as I find the witnesses who have witnessed this, what I expect and what is a fair trade, instead of a death sentence, execution for smear campaigners. Some of them will have execution by God. I maintain my position. That is, a lot of the things on my social media is opposite of what I say, except for those that are directly with God, with me. Where I even mention God, then they are exact. They're not the opposite of what it means. So what I expect, so from the moment of meeting, at least every 2 weeks to have a new material. So animal print, real animal fur, dynamic print of materials, rainbow materials, flower materials, metallic material design, fringy material design, what Alexa does to design, a sequin design, no baubles, don't want baubles. While I'm cooking my bread for dinner, I'm just having a sandwich today, not active much on Boxing Day. Golden or silver metallic design, looks like branches design, feather design, a star type of stars in the galaxy design, fishnet design, diamond design, what else? Silk design, luxury stretch design, velvet design, smooth velvet, rough velvet, shimmer velvet, premium type of marcella, which is like a beehive design. Some of them are squares, others are pentagons. A zigzag design. All of this, I expect a new material as a gift for my honor and for removing the smear campaigns. Silk designs, silk, real silk, ribbons, bows, leaf, embroidered, lycra material, crochet, and a motif designer on the material. So it is a flat sheet. That means I then employ or hire a seamstress to adjust the clothing to my taste, my fashion. And so she will then use the measurement of my exact body to make out of that flat sheet the clothing I want. Chenille, bead droppings, beads, I like beads. Ostrich luxury feathers, definitely. Yeah, for nightwear, so it's not only day wear. Pads. Do I need pads in some materials? Yeah. Yeah, so these are my expectations, but some of them will not be a so I don't know, it's my wishes and feelings. And a ramson, so it's like God calls it a ramson. I've got a spot on the top of my head, I want to get rid of that. Especially bedding, so material for bedding also, as I've put up where I've endured the bed. I also do want waterproof mattresses, always. And the big material of that is it latex? It's like leather, but it's not real leather, which makes everything waterproof and zipped. So it's a designer for the bedding, to protect and make the bed last longer. So if I spill coffee or chocolate or anything else, I can easily wipe off. So currently I'm using Dettol. I recommend, so if I'm doing an advertisement, for spraying, making sure that there's nothing that would go rotten in my bed. And I also use a mixture of other type of Dettol in my plastic container, where I have to dilute it with oil. And I'm using Vaseline, which I add the vanilla extract, which is the only thing that's actually removed the rash from my chest, or removing. It's very effective, more effective. Also, lavender with oil is very effective. Lavender with oil, 100 ml oil lavender. It has got natural antiseptic materials, and so it's a disinfectant rather than a bleach. Only the idiot would use bleach. And so natural properties, there's so many natural cedars, trees, woods, herbs that I use, but because I have been blocked by these super rich, I haven't been able to buy what I need because I've been blocked, or it doesn't exist in certain shops anymore. So I just made my bread. It's a big delicious lump. It's not in a bowl, it's in a container that's it's a special plastic for the microwave, and it's a beautiful bread. I'll do that in my shorts. Shall I just zoom in? Let me see if I can zoom in. I'll try and zoom in. Zoom. Zoom in the bread. Can the bread be seen? Oh, I don't know. There it is. It's a delicious bread. Look at that. Let's try and touch it. Oh my god, yes. Nice soft bread. It needs to cool and flip over. Oh, so my favorite out of all the material is the rainbow material that I like, only for home, not for outdoors, unless I'm on the beach. So I close my video, how to allow God to choose and those who are true friends to help me recover from this smear campaigns from the very ones I've trusted, or well, I was supposed to trust as an authority, is the very one who has attacked me the most, which is devastating. So I've purchased from this shop before. I've got a statement. And I have so many challenges now, including all my bills after the housing crisis, and how my health has been affected due to the housing crisis. I have got important reminders, but I don't have a workshop. So it is the enemy that's constantly working against me from making any progress. And I can't improve my home because I'm unemployed, and I cannot be in a position to work unless I can find help to find a workshop so I can work from home. Communicate clearly and honestly, agree to their terms and conditions. All of that has been broken via my landlord because of a satanic individual who is up top, who is taken over my account, my home account. It's invaded my entire account in the office of the landlord. So therefore they don't provide quality, commitment, safety, maintenance, contradict all the terms and conditions and blame me for it. So I'm not encouraged, I'm discouraged to have my own landlord after living here for nearly 14 years. Has totally ruined my life and attacked my tenancy for no reason other than being a total dominion type. It's about hate crime. It's about dominating the situation that I'm currently in when the water tank had exploded in my loft. And I registered a housing crisis through the fire brigade and through the local council, but they have never sent me a letter to acknowledge the housing crisis. So they've betrayed me and denied me my civil rights. It's some type of a German neo-Nazi or fascist that's involved in my tenancy through the officials that's overseeing everything. I'm constantly getting new people involved, too many new people, and there's no consistency. There's only the con artists. They breach the tenancy agreements and terms and conditions for housing regulations and safety, health and safety aspects. They've breached that, and they were looking to put the blame on me for it. So I am not allowed to have my own voice, my own professional presentation. Even if I use the AI, they're saying it's not me speaking, it's the AI speaking, which is wrong because I instructed the AI to say that, and this and that. And so I've made a professional presentation, they've ignored it for 9 months of neglect. This is my landlord. So that it is also narcissistic abuse, that I'm afraid to use the bathroom because of terrible bacteria infested on it and other problems in my bathroom regarding the shower filth. Because that's what they've insulted me by. They said that I was filth. These evil trolls that are racist thugs. They said that as a disabled woman, I had no other choice but to throw little mini bags over the balcony to throw my rubbish in a desperate situation. But most of my rubbish is dry and in nice smelling bags, which are perfumed a little bit and then goes into small bags. But they said, oh, I look Indian, so I must be rubbish. So both sides, they've attacked me on both sides, left, right, and centre. And I can't retaliate because if I do, they incriminate. The specification that has been agreed has been broken. Any subjects of order has not been accepted, has been rejected. They're making chaos. It's all deliberate. It's all a bad situation where they're legally capable of putting things right, but they've intentionally done everything wrong to attack me in my own home. So if they agree to indemnify what is in my home in respect to all the losses I've had and damages and costs and expenses, that may result in infringement of the third parties and intellectual parties who are also overseeing my solicitor at the moment through breach of privacy in my emails. So I have to go around that. And all of this has happened because of bad leaders who are breaking the law, who are above the law. They don't want to have liability and responsibility for the crimes they've committed, including smear campaigns. Everything I purchase or order, all the parcels are also monitored by criminals. Additional costs I had to pay in moving things around during the flood when the water tank exploded through my ceiling and the pipes in the loft through the ceiling. I've notified every single one authority prior to them even visiting me, and they've ignored my instructions. They've treated it as a type of a showroom for bad fame, not for good fame. And they've it's an enormous monstrosity that is out there to retaliate and to, they're upset because I've insulted them. They're upset because they didn't like what I said about them, even though they deserved it. I didn't deserve it. Yeah. So I just need to add, it's still not cooked properly. It still needs to go in once it's pulled out my bread. I made it very special. I've done some type of chemistry with this bread because I plan to add strawberry jam to it. I've designed my own bread. I don't think anybody else has put lemon juice in their breads, but I've designed it like that. Just a drop of lemonade. And it's christened. Just waiting for it to cool down so I can turn it over and look at the changes in my bread making. I've never had a bread making machine. I'd like that. So all the money that I've paid in I'd like a deposit, but it's not, in an emergency. They haven't reimbursed me yet. They keep breaking their agreements and their arrangements. They say one thing and do another all the time. They've also harassed me to cross-examine me and to say, well, they had no access to the door. That was not my fault, it's their fault for lying and cheating and cancelling appointments and then blaming me for it. And so, if I could, I would put elephant poop from Africa onto a giant piece of something and some type of tool, something I could use to transfer that elephant poo and put it on all of their desks. That's what they deserve. Because when they find someone who is poor and struggling in their disability, they add insult to injuries and people who are suffering, which is disgusting. They're not human. So that's how I close my video. Looking forward to the new year. I suppose I'll title this video as a new year. addressing automatic acknowledgement of what's happened and what I want to change, if it's possible, to remove the smear campaigns and save my life. It's a death threat. I had no idea. There's no alternative. The only alternative social media is the one that you pay for, and I haven't got that money. And I did not know that they were going to weaponize my social media and that it's a catch. So there should be a warning there. They have fair community standards for using social media as a duty of protecting us and being responsible for our social media, and that's what I've done. However, I didn't know that there were going to be agencies who are against community standards and are looking to weaponize it. So that has been confirmed in the last 18 months that I've used my channels, and how they would always find someone to steal my accounts, such as Samsung account, which has recently been, my password has recently been unlocked. I don't know how they did it, because I very rarely use my password to access that account. I haven't signed out. I remained signed in. So they have attacked my Samsung account. They have attacked my Google account. And it's very bad. I'm not following them. They're following me. But I want to change that. I want to change it. I want to be the one who is stalking the prey for attack, not the other way around. Because it's an abuse of power. It's happened outside of the zone of personal use. It's happened to people who have business accounts where they have been hacked, personal passwords stolen, and it's very disrespectful. It's a very bad judge. So what they're creating is tyranny. They're creating dictatorship. They're creating a mass murder. It's exactly what Hitler wanted. He wanted the world dominion, to cancel culture, cancel contracts, and every type of progress of somebody else's account. It's very selfish, it's very stingy, it's very greedy, only for them to receive the full amount. So if I had received compensation, they would want to have the full amount and torture me and shut me up in a cupboard somewhere. This is how bad it is. It's human rights abuse. Totally unreasonable. And they target the vulnerable for it, for no reason whatsoever. So the willful damage is criminal damage, and they would hide it, and that's exactly what they've done. It's covered up crime. And they've designed some type of deadly trap for me on social media, and those who are doing something in regards to tracing me and then destroying whatever I build, whatever I purchase, whatever is to my benefit. I've turned my home into a prison. So both sides, who are not doing God's will, are behaving as a genitalia without any brains. Various signs of the perverse generation being dominant. So it's their domain. They've exclusively provided whatever it was requested for criminals and adulterers and murderers. Big crimes, big criminals who are protected, covered up, impugned. So the result is area, county, country is going to be rubbished to. They've destroyed too much. They're even publishing fake news. All the websites, emails, everything online is either instantly going to be used as a disservice, even to liquidize businesses, or it's a gradual thing. So they've been approved, they have a warranty, they have professional uniforms to invade, and every new week to commence a new crime. And they've also replicated it, multiplied it. So this is how they make the money, through crime and through what I've described, which seems very... What I've described so far seems very bad, but to them it's not bad at all. It's good because it validated their money that they've made through crime. It's the same as a hunter that kills its animal. They say, oh, well, the hunter's very bad. But then it says, no, I'm vindicated, I'm validated because everybody's going to eat this bit of meat. So they treated the poor people as a bit of meat that they can sacrifice for their making money out of my internal organs, my children, and everything I possess. So human beings, first of all, particularly in my case, I'm not an animal, but according to them and their bad judges, I'm an animal. I'm not a human. In every event. So these invaders are terrible. Using social media and technology as terrorism, domestic and social terrorism, because it's the way it has been designed to credit only the bad guys, and the good guys are discredited and weaponized against. So they've applied these corrupt goals, and I'm anti-corruption campaign. To examine how defective social media is, and it's effective for the criminals, not for the non-criminals. It's effective for the non-religious. It's only effective for extreme bad religion or false religion. It's for their interests, not mine. Unless I was rich using YouTube or rich using Facebook. But since I'm not rich using Facebook and YouTube, I'm now targeted for smear campaigns and them taking my information against my will and against my interests. Unless, of course, I find friends that can help to reverse this, rewind it, and change over the terms and conditions of my Facebook. So I like to dress with clothes that fit me. They're not too tight. I'd like to lose weight with my own initiatives, my own priorities, how to lose the weight in a natural, non-harmful way. I do want to do something supernatural to make me look extra slim, and particularly around my waist, which had been done in history for women that want to make themselves sexually attractive, because I was always abused for my sexuality and for my womanhood. I want to change that. And I do want to have a surgery done, not plastic surgery. The only plastic surgery I may do is on my nose, but I probably won't. Probably opt out of all plastic surgery. But the opportunity I have to make the money, the standard would be to do something to lose weight and something supernatural to make me extra sexy looking. But that's important because I'm making up for all the years I've missed out. So from very young age, where I was forced to take contraceptions from age 15 and on all my life to my age 40s, nearly 50, I still have not had the pleasure of sex, only abuse. So I need my therapy, I need my surgery, I need to lose the weight, obviously, but not to the point of going anorexic or to the point of eating disorders, eating only salad nonsense. I don't want to go to a gym publicly. I may use some gym equipment indoors rather than publicly because I don't want to humiliate myself. I've got my own blushing, embarrassing, my own dignity. I think that the gym is really for the men. So I'll close this discussion in the place of the purpose of the new year upcoming, the goals, the reviews, how I can't afford copyright on my channel, the incorrect measurements of bad judges on my channel, or smear campaigning. I'm not selling any products on my channel. I'm not advertising anything on my channel. I do purchase things from YouTubers, I have done. So why don't I have that mutual respect? Instead, they're constant. And the answer is royalties. Royalties have done this, and politicians, which has erroneously, by error, published me on TV and other channels and other places. I don't belong. I shouldn't be there. So it's out of my element. It's wrong. It's illegal in England, Wales, and in EU too. So it's a human rights abuse what they're doing on my channel. They've arranged every type of domestic and social terrorists on my channel to have a confrontation with. It's been tampered with. It's corruption. Even if I edify my words and I'm extra careful not to say the wrong things, not to be censored, not to slander, even then they have managed to tell other people lies about me and get away with it. They could even steal my image legally and make it something that I'm not, which is an evil type of witchcraft. I will be praying to God about this. I haven't done so yet. Additionally, for pardon, for protection. There's a hell of a lot of black magic going on, and people making forecasts and occult without my permission. They did it anyway, using my voice, my image, my likeness, and my personality against me, or they would use it for stirring a relationship online, which I know nothing about. So I'm an individual, and I have my own secrets. I don't want to be connected to criminals to join in and share in their crimes. I've never said that. However, I have said, if somebody murders so-and-so, he can sleep with me the next day. But that was a joke, but they took it seriously. Because that so-and-so has been destroying my life 24/7. And he's a criminal. A very bad one. He has a license to do all of these bad things in the disguise of uniform and professionalism. And the slight variation of my channel or progress, he would then come in and destroy that. That's how bad he is. So obviously I need evidence that whoever calls themselves my friends to see the progress of blocking him, to see the progress of condemning him and rebuking his lies, and treat him no more than a bit of piece of dirt on the ground. I've also noticed the lies. So they also say the opposite. So those who have subscribed and then unsubscribed, how they also have copied me and say the opposite. So I've been acting, I haven't been lying. So they say the opposite of what they mean on their channels through a copy of what I'm doing, but they're lying, I'm not, because I prayed to God about it for a long time before I did it, before I joined social media. Since 2016 and 17, my first account. It's now 2025. I had no idea what I was getting into. And it's really for the working class, it's really for criminals. It's not for ordinary people. Allegedly, they instantly incriminated or instantly attempted to take my personal things to sell on sale, and they're sales representatives and agents, aren't they? So I do need some alternative amendments on my account. I remember the password of my first account, which was Virgin Media. It was Clover. And then after Virgin Media, which was part of the European Union. After Virgin Media, it was BT. This is where they've attacked my privacy, my personal telephone calls. So I'm in danger because I can't move. I want to move. I want to downsize this property, but I don't trust my landlord anymore. And if I move to another property with another landlord, I'm further attacked. It's very dangerous. And so it was BT who owes me money if I could take them to court, but I have no opportunity to sue them. They owe me money because they've allowed advanced hackers to steal my actual account online. And they said I didn't have to pay an early termination fee because they acknowledged that a hacker was there. And now they're charging me and taking me to court to pay for the criminal. I now have to pay for being hacked. Even though the manager had said I didn't have to pay, they're taking me to court. The same company, BT, British Telecommunication. And so this is out of order. And the endeavours of putting my account right, I have to make ongoing complaints, which consumes all my time, my energy, and the whole year wasted. exhausted, no strength to do anything else, to undo what they have done to punish me for using Facebook and YouTube. So they've destroyed everything. They've invaded everything. My address, my documents, certificates, pictures, photos, medical records, even my NHS app for hospitals. There's a hacker on there. It's waiting for me. So nothing has been guaranteed on the internet, and yet the government has made it compulsory for everyone to use an internet, even to simply book an appointment with your doctor or die. Even your personal care for having shopping online. You don't want to shop online, but if you purchase something for it to be delivered, in most cases, nearly everything has to be tracked and traced, your parcels online. It would be okay if it was earnest, if it had honesty as a policy, but it doesn't. So individually agreeing to a parcel, or individually or as a group agreeing to anything and everything, honesty has to be done properly to apply for truth, to apply for acknowledgement, and to apply for youth. So if I want to look young and healthy, there has to be an honesty policy, but they've only done that for the rich and the famous. So honesty, decency is not allowed for the poor. They've stolen even my virtues and given it over to the rich and the working class only. Again, this is out of order. It's a crime against humanity. This is the result of having bad leaders and bad politicians who are satanic and demons. So electronic media, printed material, marketing material, shopping, print, cartilage, computers, printers, all of this is overseen by the elect politicians and bankers. There's no sense of privacy. There's no sense of decency and respect, because they know I'm claiming state benefits and unemployed, have very little money in my bank. It's as if I have to beg on the street or beg from the enemy. This is how bad it is. In the review of ordinary people who are subjected to the abuse of power of abnormal, not ordinary. They've alienated me as a mum and as a Christian and for my race. So people are now saying that this, in the respects of losing so many legal migrants in England, they're leaving because it's necessary for them to leave, since it is increasingly hostile towards legal migrants in England. And again, this is not normal. It's because of the bad leaders' involvement. And it's arising to impose incorrect measurements to condemn God's holy people, while the bad people who are unholy to have a blessing of the devil. Do I really want a blessing of the devil? They've advanced in every way as they have more money and more weapons. So, yeah, it's a death threat as it is living in this country. It's also a death threat if I leave this country, both ways. I don't know what they're quoting on the website. I don't know what they're talking about. because it's all fake news. They were already 10 steps ahead with something entirely different. So therefore, all of this that they provided is invalid. It's a scam. Everything is a scam. All services, all professionals have planned World War III and their bunkers, who they accept and who they reject. They're busy doing all of that while they distract us, the rest of us, with total lies on the television, on the radio, and on the ordinary YouTube. News agents. It's all lies. It's all a distract. It's all there to deceive and to disrupt and to destruct, to destroy your sense of reality, your sense of trusting the authority. They're not the authority. They're even worse than gangsters, calling themselves governors. So what the Bible describes them as shepherds who do not take care of their sheep and allow the wolves to devour the sheep. So in other words, they're bad leaders, they're bad shepherds. How dare do they call themselves imperials and order us to pay our taxes? What we need to do is get rid of this government before they get rid of us in World War III. That's what it's coming to. They're purchasing spaceships, they're purchasing war bunkers, and they're planning World War III to make a massive murder extinction so that only they survive and have a bigger land where they can recreate history. As if our history, the original history, never existed. It's only them. So this is crazy. I think USA already knows this, and their dollars and Japanese yen and European E money. They want to do this because they think it's the only way to make a new banking financial system, a new land mass, and it's exactly what they've done to Israel, is what they want to do to the whole world. The more they kill, the bigger the land mass, and the more opportunity they have to cancel culture and rewrite history. This is exactly what they did to the first human beings that looked like monkeys. They came and saw how ugly they looked, and they killed them. They said they were beasts. Oh, so there was a hairy type of human that was not. It was not an ape, but because it looked like an ape, they were made extinct. Before the Australians, before the Jews, before the Red Indians and all these indigenous people, they were popped off by genocide. That must be the case for the giants too. I mean, how the giants didn't survive the floods when Noah's time, because the giant did not come into the big boat. You could be murdered just for going to get a bank transfer now. So all these ordinary, normal things, mundane things, have suddenly become like extinct, as if it's nothing. It's not anything we're familiar with. The ATM machine to make a financial transaction or to withdraw money. The ordinary things have suddenly become not normal. What we're used to as being familiar and normal has suddenly become abnormal and unfamiliar, which is weird. We don't have any way to reserve our human rights and our civil rights because some bad leader who has more weapons and more money can put a block to it, stop to it. In my case, and in the case of people who are the poorest in society, they've collected us as antiques, as ancient people. What they want to do is make a modern government to pop us all off, and only they survive in bunkers, in spaceships. These are abnormal working conditions. These are also abnormal social conditions, abnormal neighborhoods. So since they have failed ordinary people to dismantle this corrupt government and have failed to remove their weapons or block their weapons, we're going back to the Stone Ages, which is a critical video to say that I've already mentioned this for many years, I say in total since 2016. I have asked God to help and anoint me to make it known, to make a warning. If ordinary people do not do anything about this, you are voting and paying the taxes for these authorities and leaders to demasculinate you, to make you less human, and to pop you off through genocide. As it is the only way, through genocide is the only way for them to establish financial control. Sooner or later they'll say the destabilizing the FBI and all the other in America. So the FBI doesn't exist anymore in America, or the police doesn't exist anymore. It's no longer a police state, in order for them to control money and their financial digital money. And sooner or later that's going to be flawed. It's going to not be effective. So the worst case scenario is to make it effective is to commit genocide through World War III. So that's their plan A and plan B, so that they have the first word and the last word in dominion of the world, of all nations, which is extremely evil, to say the least. Closing the video, Maya Marina, previously for four decades. I'm now Mima, formally or officially changed to Mima. It is the New Year discussion, goal, and prayer for having a remnant. So my life versus somebody dead, or my life versus somebody giving me the gifts that I want.